All right, before we start this read, we have to go back in time just a little bit. We're going back to like the single digit grades, elementary school, whatever. I don't even, maybe you have to be my age. When did they stop doing this where you did Valentine's Day cards for people? You know, the cheap little whatever with the cheap little dusty candies, that say hug on them and whatever. I liked the Red Hots. Those were a fun, delicious challenge. How much heat could you take? Oh yeah, well, I filled my mouth with the. It's just cinnamon, right? Cinnamon, so spicy. Um, yeah. So you're a little kid, and let's say you're not bound by rules that everybody has to get a card, and let's say you have four friends. Two boys, two girls, so it doesn't really matter too much. We're not doing that whole thing. It's not you're young enough where it's not a lovey one, but it's like I like spending time with that person or something. Keep it simple. And you decide the night before you're going to give a card to every one of your friends, those four friends, and you make your own. I don't know, whatever. Yeah, let's say you make your own. You make your own, and you do your best. And they all pretty similar. And you put a little candy in with each one, and you give each one to each friend. Let's say one of your friends just gushes and is like, oh my gosh, that is so great. I gave you something too. Here, oh my gosh, here's your thing, like, yeah. And two of them were like, right on, this is awesome. And then one of them was like, oh, thanks. And then maybe later you see it just like in the garbage or like not, on the floor or something. It wasn't appreciated. Okay, are you feeling me? You feeling that? Now let's say the next gift giving situation comes up. What's after Valentine's Day? Oh yeah, the big gift giving holiday of no, that's Valentine's Day. What else is there? The Ides of March. I don't know. Somebody help me out. April Fools. I mean, that's a holiday for me, obviously. April Fools. Say April Fool's Day, your teacher says, hey, we do April Fools, fun gifts, and so the night before, you've got your four friends and it's time to give gifts. Who are you excited to give gifts to, and who are you not excited to give gifts to? And how many more times will you give something to the person who just doesn't before you stop trying? Like, oh, they don't appreciate my gifts. Now, let's think about that one from angles. Who gives gifts? You give gifts, other people give gifts. Where else do gifts come from? The big hand in the sky, which I don't believe that's a big hand in the sky. Come on now. Hey, I am Trip. This is Real Nature Trip. I'm doing some tarot here. I got my Ava painted poster behind me, so you know that it's tarot. I got cards in my hand. Last reading, I didn't do my whatevers. I don't know what I'm doing now. Disco dancing. But I realize, I'm about 5 or 6 months into doing this. I am not studying tarot. I am going with intuition and trying to be my glorious self. And I tell cringy jokes, eye rollers, groaners, dad jokes, whatever you want to call them. And I didn't realize this, but they are for a reason. And that is to keep out people that do not believe in silliness or goofiness or have a sense of humor, even about this most important thing we're doing, which is this spiritual journey. So I am safeguarding myself this channel from people who don't get it. So if you're a subscriber or a new viewer who's made it this far, I think you get it. You get what we're doing here. And this is about love and spreading love and connecting deeper with spirit, and then connecting with each other, realizing we're all one and loving each other, accepting each other, still using discernment. It's rounding into focus. But if you're here now, if you're one of the people with me in this early part of the journey, I think, and maybe I'm over complimenting myself. I think it's like watching the first season of The Simpsons, where the humor was there, they knew what they were doing, the drawing was rough. Like those first animations were like compared to how it got better and better. Yeah, but I mean, they had the chops. I feel like I have the chops. Some of you have told me, hey, this hit, this or that hit, and I have taken it to heart. That I don't think if you guys wouldn't have told me those things fairly early on, I would have stuck around doing it. Because even just doing it for fun, how many funsy ones can you do, right? So I'm doing real tarot reads, but in funsy ways. Okay? The jokes are terrible. The connection is strong, I hope. I mean, especially if we've weeded out some of the curmudgeons. Yeah. Anyway, Spirit, let's go find it. What do we got here on the bottom of the deck? The Empress. Something fertile going on here. Birthing. I had a vision of birthing. It didn't look like birth, but it gave this essence of coming forth, birthing. Something's brewing, something's birthing. Ow, 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 ow. And I just had well, never mind. Knight of Pentacles. The Magician. And the Tower. It's very positive. If I were an ooh sayer, I'd be like, ooh, ooh. Okay, we've got the Tower, and you know what? The Tower comes with a dark sky, and I don't know why, because the Tower is when it's coming down. Building it is the dark sky, right? Building it is the dark sky, but tearing it down is bright white light. Pentacles, something's riding in. An offer is riding in. It's not in a rush. It's not, yeah. Almost waiting for you. It's like it's come to you, and then it's like open hand, here it is. It's not trying to bombard you. There's an opportunity that's come to you and waits. And it's this tower breaking down that's allowing you to see it. And then you'll make something out of it, right? The Magician. Why are my glasses over here? What's going on? I used to start my videos with the glasses so I could tear them off like a sexy librarian. Huh? Sexy librarian. Oh. See? Silliness. Goofiness. All right, Spirit. We all know about the Tower, right? We all know we're tearing things down. We've been doing it for a while. And this last year, the shedding of the stuff. We are the magicians. You've got this. What tool? I went right to the sword. I said, what tool draws my attention? I don't know if it's because it's right by their crotch, and I'm a crotch looker. Whoopsie. Speaking of the crotch, look at how the flowers are growing right up to her, to that person. The flowers are like peeking as it goes toward them. And the sword. I feel like maybe the thing that's coming in might be, or you might have an idea of what to do with this thing that comes in. Like you might already have an idea. When the stimulus comes to you, whatever it is, you'll be like, oh, I know what to do with that. Oh, I know what to do with that. Oh, I know what to do. And that's what I think what's going to be happening over the next year. Opportunities are coming in on those horses, and you'll be like, I know what to do with that. Ah! I just had my cards upside down. I shuffled them upside down, which I do from time to time because, to keep the deck from getting all curvy one way or the other. But that wasn't on purpose. It just happened on its own. It just happened on its own. You'll know what to do when the opportunity comes. Just a little disorganized, a little chaotic. Idea, Page of Swords. And that the page has got that innocence to it, you know, like it's fresh. It's fresh. We're starting over. And then something's coming to you and you've got new ideas for this thing. Ooh, okay. Let's look at this. Let's look at this as a trio. I was gonna say a threesome, but some of you just can't handle that kind of language. You're not mature enough like me. So, surrounded by a little doubt and chaos, the clarity of what you're doing though isn't touched. Front and center. Let's put it front to me. Front and center. These things are kind of behind us. Right? I say us because we are one. We are on the same journey. So I do oscillate between, someone's gonna have to answer that question for me. I do go back and forth between you and me. Because we're two sides of the same coin. We're the same side of two coins. We're the flavors? No. All right. Temperance. Five of whoozy woozy. Okay, this is getting powerful. We're getting a lot of biggies here. This hard path surrounded by death and temperance. And suddenly temperance, I'm not drawing a blank. The first thing that wanted to pop in was kind of like the feeling of the star, the quiet after the storm, but it's the alchemy, right? The alchemy, the changing of the way you see things. And, you know, seeing a little bit more light in things, but understanding the balance, right? There's a balance to all this. There's cycles and balance right here. And realizing that the tough road is just a cycle, right? It's just a one leg of the journey, one leg, as this guy's on crutches. It's just one leg of the journey. And to look at it and keep it in perspective and the balance of that blah, 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 you know? Oh, there is a serenity that comes with knowing the balance and knowing that it's in a cycle. These two don't seem very serene. They're going somewhere. They've got a mission. They're staying on their mission. And you know what? Here's the thing. They've got a place to take a break if ever needed. But they're going forward. They're going forward. And part of this duo is like, hey, can't we just take a break? And you know what? If you've got to, you can. And you know what's funny? I've never looked closely at the death card. You know where I've looked? I've looked here, and I've looked here. I've never considered, oh, it's coming in on a white horse. White in poetry is purity. You know? And he's dark coming in on a light horse. Kind of contains both. I'm just doing this for me at this point. Gosh. It almost feels like this kid's got some sort of musical instrument, some sort of horn. I do not know. Spirit says you're leading them off topic. say that's just for one person. I think there's understanding coming in of this too shall pass. This is temporary. The hard part of this is it's just a part of the ride. It's just something to get through. The Lover's on the bottom. Oh, I still have the wild cards in here. So if the one with words comes on, we'll call it instructions. The last time I gave it a definition, I said, oh, it'll be your team wins. But I did that before Sunday. And now it's after Sunday, so it's got to mean something else. If the other card, the one with the picture on it, comes in, we'll call that, why don't we call that the new opportunity? Like, you know, the one that's coming in on the Knight of Pentacles, the one he's got in his hand. The last read, every time I said one thing, that card came up. I started talking about the sun. The next card came up was the sun. Yeah, it was great. All right, I've shuffled the heck out of these cards. We got the Eight of Swords. We got the Eight of Pentacles. And the Ten of Pentacles. What's the story here? There's a story. I mean, it's okay. The easy words are trapping yourself with that Eight of Swords. The Eight of Pentacles is working diligently on yourself, whatever it is. And 10 is more about community and giving and sharing what you've worked with the community. You are unsticking yourself to work on this thing that gives back, right? You're unsticking yourself. You're unsticking yourself to work on this thing. Look, there's nobody cheering him on. There's no confirmation yet. There's just one thing at a time comes up, and it's fruitful, and it's something he can give to others. Not just like, oh, this makes money, let's give it to money, or this creates jobs, let's give jobs, but something that's enriching others. Here's another card I've never looked closely at. It's always felt like they're under a bridge to me. Like that's the arch of a bridge. Even if it's like a tunnel type bridge, you know, like there's a road that goes across the top here, you know, and this is just a passageway. But I think it's part of a castle, right? Like you're under a walkway of the castle. Here's that open part, like into a courtyard maybe, or into the community. Are you leaving your castle? Well, whatever you're doing is going to go beyond you and your castle. It'll cross a threshold. But it takes unsticking yourself. And for me, these swords were all they were built by others, but placed here by me, right? Somebody forged these swords. This is like Becky in 3rd grade saying you're fat. This is your dad saying, you know, I'll give you something to cry about, you know, all these things. And you kept them around. And in some ways, like your robe is plenty out here. Like, let's say this is all your robe and you've just stabbed them in. So you're feeling a little stuck by those thoughts and your feelings. I get it. But you've been removing these things. You've been like saying, hey, you can have your swords back. I don't need swords. And you've been doing this. Some of these, I feel like some of these are, oh, you've worked on yourself, you've worked on your house, you've worked on, you know, like you're doing your thing, and then you're getting to like, all right, now we're doing the creative thing, whatever it is. I mean, writing is the first thing that comes to my head because I'm trying to write. But yeah, for some people, music. It's so funny. All the tarot people say that. Oh, it could be this, it could be that, it could be this. And I'm like, well, yeah, it could be anything. So we don't even need to say it. And I usually don't say it. And so today I said writing and I said music, and I like so few, right? It's going to be so few people, but so somebody in here is wanting to make music, do something with music. Yeah. Something creative and music. Put it together. You do the putting together. I don't know. But yeah, that 10 of Pentacles, it's something that's coming from within and moving to through without. All right. Any last messages, Spirit? Spirit. Let's tell them something that makes them so happy that that's sorry. Oh man, I forgot what this was for. Is it a gift? Is it gifts? It's the idea. No, it's what's coming. And what the heck? The idea is coming. The idea is I can't. I don't even need to say anything. I don't even need to say anything. We started, the bottom of the deck showed the Empress, and I was like, something is birthing. Something is birthing. I said, this wild card is that gift that's coming to you. And I said, not from the big hand in the sky and whatever. We were talking about swords, and like the magician's table said, you're gonna take whatever it is, and you've got ideas, and it's something to turn it into. This is the confirmation-iest confirmation. We got a vibe going on here, folks. Folks, I don't know. I am taken by surprise. Oh man. Hello, I am Trip. This is Real Nature Trip. I'm doing tarot, and I love you, and I accept you. And we're coming to the end of this read because I don't know what else to say. Shit's going down. It's gonna happen. It's coming in, and we just gotta relax and let it happen, right? Just relax and let it happen. Let it come to you. In the last reading, I was like, I try to say yes until I know it's a no, right? Oh, 222, as I said that. I try to say yes. I don't always say yes, but I'm trying to now say yes to opportunities until I know it's a no. And I think what's happening for you, well, this is saying it. Little opportunities are coming to you. And you are the magician. You can turn, like if someone says, oh, bright orange cat, then all of a sudden you've got a poem in your head, you know, or you have a little animation or a story about bright orange cat, or it sparks an idea of, gosh, I need to get a caterpillar to, level that road, do something. That's the kind of thing that's going to be happening. Oh dear. But do I post this? So here's my admission. I felt called to do another reading. Today is Monday morning. So now I did the last one in the 6s, loaded it. It's in the 7s, maybe by almost 8 o'clock by now in the morning. Living in the desert in Washington State, just so you know where I'm at. Do I post this? Do I crowd my little space? I have a feeling if I post it now, I don't have the patience to not post it. I'm posting 2 today. Okay, Spirit, that's what you're saying. Spirit saying post 2 today. This isn't a sit and wait. It's a yes until it's a no. If you see this today, you'll know. All right. I love you and peace out.